Welcome to A Scientific Life. If you are passionate about understanding how your body works and the deep medical science behind a healthier life, subscribe now. Here, you will learn something truly valuable in every single video. The vast majority of people begin each morning by making at least one critical error. This silent mistake quietly shuts down their body's fat burning potential for the rest of the day without them ever realizing it. The exact moment you eat, the specific foods you choose, and even the way you drink your morning coffee send powerful biological signals. These signals tell your system whether to burn fat or store it as reserve. Almost nobody gets this daily routine perfectly right, which is a massive missed opportunity. Correcting these minor details and morning habits can boost your baseline fat burning rate by up to 40%. When you combine all these scientifically proven rules together, the physiological results multiply rapidly. Today, I will break down the 5 essential breakfast rules that prime your body to burn fat. These rules provide the absolute certainty that every single decision in your morning routine works directly in favor of your metabolism rather than actively sabotaging your hard earned physical progress. Let us begin with the first fundamental rule: eating at the correct biological hour. The human body operates on a natural 24-hour cycle known to medical science as the circadian rhythm. This internal master clock determines exactly when you feel awake and alert, when your body begins to wind down for rest, and when your metabolism is primed to burn energy with maximum efficiency. Every single time you consume food, you reset this delicate biological clock. You communicate to your entire organism that fresh energy is readily available and that the active day has officially begun. Now, some people prefer to wait a few hours before eating, or even skip breakfast entirely. If that sounds like your current routine, do not worry. I also practice this strategy occasionally. In one of our upcoming sections, I will explain exactly how to skip breakfast correctly. I will show you how to take this method to the next level to maximize your daily abdominal fat burning potential. But if you are someone who enjoys breakfast in the morning, even just a few days a week, the precise timing of that first meal matters far more than most health enthusiasts could ever possibly imagine. When you first wake up, your brain is still clearing out a powerful hormone called melatonin. This is the very same hormone that helps you fall asleep and keeps your body in a deep state of rest. While your melatonin levels remain elevated, your overall metabolism is technically still in night mode. This biological state means your pancreas keeps insulin secretion temporarily suppressed. Insulin is the primary hormone responsible for transporting sugar from your bloodstream into your cells. In this early waking state, your body is simply not prepared to process heavy meals. If you eat too soon after waking, before melatonin has fully declined, your body cannot process the incoming nutrients efficiently. As a result, glucose remains trapped in your bloodstream. This causes your insulin levels to spike abnormally high, signaling your body to store that early morning meal as stubborn visceral fat rather than burning it for immediate metabolic energy. For this reason, the absolute best window to eat your breakfast is between 30 and 90 minutes after waking up. This crucial buffer allows your hormones to transition naturally. However, it is also highly possible to wait too long to eat. The longer you delay your first meal of the day, the more your body elevates cortisol, your primary morning stress hormone. The evolutionary role of cortisol is to provide rapid energy when food is scarce. But when cortisol remains elevated for too long, it sends a strong signal to retain fat in the abdominal region. Waiting a few hours to eat can be highly beneficial if you are doing a structured, intentional fast. But delaying breakfast too late, like 10 or 11 in the morning, can disrupt your rhythm. This disruption is especially severe if you also eat a late dinner. Your metabolism naturally slows down as the day progresses, and your cells become progressively less sensitive to insulin. This natural decline in insulin sensitivity makes fat burning much harder later in the day. Thus, the ideal strategy is to consume your breakfast early, roughly 90 minutes after waking. This timing ensures your body utilizes the food's energy while your metabolism is at its absolute peak, which leads us directly to our second indispensable rule: prioritize high quality protein. I received incredible feedback on a previous video discussing protein, and today's science confirms its power. When it comes to losing abdominal fat, protein has an unmatched metabolic advantage. Protein actually burns calories while your body is digesting it. In medical science, this fascinating metabolic phenomenon is formally known as the thermic effect of food, or TEF. A higher thermic effect simply means your digestive tract must work much harder and expend more energy to break down, absorb, and utilize the specific nutrients you have consumed. For dietary fats, only about 5% of the consumed calories are burned during digestion. For carbohydrates, that number is roughly 10%, but for proteins, it is up to 30%. This means if your breakfast contains 300 calories of pure protein, your body automatically burns up to 100 of those calories just to digest and process the meal. This unique digestive process is what makes a protein rich breakfast an incredibly powerful medical tool for fat loss. But the metabolic power of protein does not stop there. Protein regulates your appetite in a way that fats and carbohydrates never can. It triggers the release of satiety hormones like leptin and GLP-1, signaling to your brain that you are full. At the same time, protein suppresses ghrelin, the notorious hunger hormone that constantly screams for quick energy. A protein-rich breakfast keeps you deeply satisfied for hours. Here is a secret most people do not know. A high-protein breakfast continues to benefit you long after digestion. It actively improves your body's metabolic response to your next meal. With protein, blood sugar rises gradually without sharp spikes. This allows your muscles to easily absorb and utilize glucose from your next meal instead of storing it as stubborn fat. Clinical studies show this second meal effect is so potent it can reduce the blood sugar spike of your next meal by up to 95% compared to skipping breakfast or eating carbs. Therefore, centering your breakfast around protein is highly beneficial. However, you must consume a sufficient amount. The general recommendation is 20 to 30 grams per meal. If you only eat once or twice a day, you will need even more protein per meal to reach your daily target, which should be roughly 0.5 grams per pound of your total body weight. If you are over 50, you require even more protein, as aging muscles become less responsive to amino acids. This biological phenomenon is known as age-related anabolic resistance. If you fail to consume enough protein, your body starts to break down its own muscle tissue. Since muscles drive your resting metabolic rate, losing muscle mass slows down your metabolism. Skipping morning protein puts you in the worst metabolic scenario, losing strength while simultaneously gaining body fat. To prevent this, eat more high-quality protein every morning. My personal favorite breakfast consists of 3 pasture-raised eggs paired with a clean, lean protein source like organic turkey bacon. Eggs are incredibly nutrient-dense and highly bioavailable. For a faster option, choose unsweetened Greek yogurt or fermented coconut yogurt. Be sure to check for hidden added sugars and look for active cultures that support gut health. Another fantastic choice is protein coffee. Simply blend high-quality grass-fed whey or collagen protein powder directly into your morning coffee with a touch of healthy coconut oil. Alternatively, you can prepare a quick collagen smoothie. It is easy, keeps you full, protects your liver, and maintains stable blood sugar levels throughout your busy morning. Start with a scoop of pure, unsweetened protein powder. Avoid artificial sweeteners like sucralose and toxic seed oils, which we will discuss in detail in just a few moments. Add antioxidant-rich wild berries and leafy greens for dietary fiber. Then, incorporate healthy fats like chia seeds or hemp hearts to create a perfectly balanced metabolic fuel. Both animal and plant-based protein powders offer incredible metabolic benefits. Just ensure your choice is completely natural, pure, and provides at least 20 to 30 grams. If you need help structuring your meals, I have linked a free fat-burning recipe guide in the video description. It is designed to help you easily hit your daily protein targets. Now let us move to rule number 3. Once you secure enough protein, you must build the rest of your breakfast around it. Protein alone is not enough to maximize abdominal fat loss. You need to combine your protein with 2 essential components. The first might surprise you: healthy carbohydrates. When people hear carbs, they often think of refined options. Refined carbs, like donuts, sweet cereals, bagels, and white bread, are the ultimate enemies of a lean waistline. They trigger massive, immediate spikes in your blood sugar levels. This blood sugar spike forces your pancreas to flood your system with insulin. When insulin levels are high, your body completely stops burning fat, shifting entirely into fat storage mode. Furthermore, because refined carbs digest incredibly fast, your energy levels crash just a few hours later. This crash triggers intense cravings for even more refined carbohydrates. This creates a vicious biological cycle of hunger and insulin spikes. It is a major reason why over 40% of adults in Western societies currently struggle with obesity. But avoiding all carbs is a mistake. Carbohydrates are a key macronutrient for a reason. The secret lies in fiber. Dietary fiber completely changes how your body processes carbs. When you consume fiber-rich carbs like wild berries, chia seeds, or steel-cut oats, it dramatically slows down glucose absorption. This keeps your insulin low and keeps you burning fat. Because fiber digests slowly, it provides steady, long-lasting energy. Scientists recently confirmed that consuming adequate fiber is the single most effective habit for sustainable weight loss. A great rule of thumb is to aim for 8 to 12 grams of pure fiber at breakfast, derived from low sugar, whole food sources. Excellent options include fresh raspberries and blackberries. You can also add ground flax seeds to your smoothies or stir-fry leafy greens like spinach into your morning eggs. Avocado is another outstanding option, loaded with both fiber and healthy fats. This brings us to the second key component to pair with your protein: healthy dietary fats. Fats have been unfairly demonized, but they are actually essential for long-term fat loss. Healthy fats provide clean, sustained energy. They do not spike insulin, allowing your body to continue burning stored body fat for fuel between your daily meals. Healthy fats also support vital hormone production, including thyroid hormones and cortisol regulation. When your hormones are balanced, your body naturally releases stored fat. Furthermore, fats are absolutely required to absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K2. These vitamins are crucial for maintaining a highly active, healthy metabolism. Aim for 10 to 15 grams of healthy fat at breakfast. This is roughly half an avocado, a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, or a small handful of raw macadamia nuts. Now, let us discuss the worst breakfast offenders that you must avoid. Aside from refined sugars, the biggest culprits are highly processed, oxidized seed and vegetable oils. Oils like canola, soybean, and corn oil damage your cellular membranes. They impair insulin sensitivity and can remain stored in your body's fat tissues for up to 2 years. You must also avoid artificial ingredients like sucralose and aspartame. These sweeteners disrupt your gut microbiome, confuse your hunger signals, and overload your liver. Be highly cautious of processed breakfast meats containing harmful nitrates and chemical preservatives. Always read labels carefully to ensure your food is as pure as possible. This leads us to rule number 4: deciding whether you should eat breakfast at all. If your main goal is fat loss, delaying your first meal can be an incredibly effective strategy. This method is known as intermittent fasting. By extending the window between your meals, you give your body a valuable opportunity to burn its own stored fat for daily energy. The most common approach is the 16-8 protocol, fasting for 16 hours and eating within an 8-hour window, such as eating between noon and 8 in the evening. But remember, shifting your eating window does not mean you can ignore our previous rules. Your first meal, even if eaten at noon, must still be rich in protein, fiber, and healthy fats. Once your body adapts to fasting, you can try an even more powerful variation: early time restricted feeding. This means eating your meals earlier in the day, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. This aligns perfectly with your natural metabolic peaks. Because your insulin sensitivity is highest in the morning, your body processes early meals with much greater efficiency. Clinical studies show that individuals who eat their meals earlier lose significantly more body fat than those who eat late, even when consuming the exact same number of calories. This brings us to our fifth and final rule: activate your body with morning movement. You do not need a grueling 2-hour workout. Just 10 to 20 minutes of activity is highly effective. Exercising in the morning, especially before breakfast, utilizes your stored body fat for energy because your muscle glycogen stores are naturally lower after a night of sleep. Studies show this simple morning habit can increase your fat burning rate by up to 50% over the next 24 hours, while helping to balance your morning cortisol levels. By combining these five scientific rules, perfect timing, high protein, fiber, healthy fats, and morning movement, you will completely transform your health and accelerate your fat loss. But what you do in the evening is just as important for your metabolism. In our next video, we will explore the evening habits that keep your body burning fat all night long. See you there.